Hello and welcome to Family and Home Hacks Podcast. This is episode 3. If you missed anything or if you're in the middle of the list, go ahead and check out our podcast list below so you can check out all of the topics that we talk about. And as the title suggests, we talk about family and home hacks and just basic balanced life living. Today, we're going to go ahead and talk about quick things to declutter today to make a difference in your home, your family, in your life. And I got about 25 things, maybe more, that I wanted to go ahead and talk about. If I miss anything, please, we're a community channel, and so we'd love to hear from you. Go down to the comment section below and let us know what are some of the things that you found that have helped out immensely by decluttering in your life. And also, if you want to see if we're on the same wavelength, you might want to go down there now, comment what you think is going to be on this list, and see if we match up. All right, so let's get started. I do have about 25. I do like to respect your time. I don't like to keep you on the line for too long. So we're just going to kind of go through this list. Be sure to grab a pencil or pen and a notebook, or just have something so you can take some notes. And the challenge that I would put to you, and you can choose your mission should you choose to accept it, is to pick one of these today and do it and see what kind of difference that makes. Come back next week and pick another thing that you can do. And every week, do one of these different challenges. There's 25. So when half a year is up, you might be looking at some major decluttering in your life. So let's get started. So first of all, number 1, spend some time reflecting on what truly matters in your life and identify any areas where you can simplify or prioritize your time and energy. That's one thing I've noticed when I've worked with clients in coaching, and I've noticed that many times when we talk about doing a journey journal or we talk about doing some reflection work, it's a challenge because we don't automatically think to do it. Now, there are some people who journal every day, like me, but that was a learned skill. It wasn't something that just came naturally. So learning to take time to reflect and marinate on things and find ways to make improvements in your life by just writing can make a big difference. So spend some time reflecting on what truly matters in your life and identify areas where you can simplify and prioritize your time and energy, because some of these things on the list you may have that can help you declutter, and some of these things aren't even on. Some of the things in your life that need to be decluttered aren't on this list, but they would be super helpful. So number 1, take some time to evaluate what's going on in your life. Number 2, create a donation box and go through your clothes and find items that you no longer wear or need. The general consensus is if you haven't worn something in 6 months to a year, depending upon your area where you live. So for example, if you live very hot summers and very cool winters, well, it's going to be a year that you're going to go through, because there's going to be different seasonal clothes that you will only wear during those seasons. But in general, between 6 to 12 months, if you haven't worn it, you're probably not going to wear it. And I can tell you this is one of the biggest ways that I decluttered my closet. My closet was so full of items that it literally, the bar was drooping. And my husband was every weekend, you've got to get rid of some of this weight on this or it's going to break. So I went through and I found the items I no longer wanted to wear or needed, things that I hadn't worn for 6 months to a year, put them in a box. Now you can do a donation. Some people like to also turn around and make a living off of it or make some extra cash. So you can go ahead and go online and sell those items as well. So keep that in mind, or save them for a garage sale. But basically just get them out of your living space. Even if you're just putting them in the garage, it's getting them out of your living space, and that way you can have some breathing room. Number 3, sort through your paperwork and shred any documents that are no longer needed. This is so helpful. It's amazing how much paperwork clutters our desks and clutters our workspace, especially if we're work from home individuals or homeschoolers. There's a lot of papers that are basically you use them once and you can toss them. even to a point where you may not have to use those papers. Now, of course, kids are going to need to color and they're going to need to be able to use their hands to develop their motor skills and things like that. But there's a lot of times that you don't need the papers. There's also so basically just look through your papers, look through your documents, look through what's going on. I've had piles of mail that will never be opened because they're bills that are automatic pays, and all of a sudden I have piles of mail that will never be opened and you have to shred them. So it's definitely a great way to just clear up your workspace. Just go through, look at your paperwork, look at your mail, look at everything, any documents that are no longer needed, sort through, shred, and what you can throw away, throw away. Number 4, clean out your refrigerator and pantry, getting rid of any expired or unused food items. Now, there is a lot of people who say that you can go past the expiration date on canned goods and different items. Definitely do your own research on that, but there are a lot of times that using the FIFO first in, first out method will be super helpful in avoiding having items that will expire. But cleaning out your pantry and your refrigerator just feels good when you open up that refrigerator and you can see what's there. And honestly, a lot of the times, if you're not cleaning those areas out, I clean out my refrigerator every week. If you're not cleaning those areas out, you have food that could be sitting way in the back or way down in a crisper for months that's going bad. So the better you keep your refrigerator and your pantry organized, the better it's going to be for not having food waste. Number 5, organize your closet by color, season, and type of clothing. How nice is it when you walk into an area and you know exactly where everything is, and you don't have to go searching, you don't have to go fiddling through drawers to find things, because everything is exactly where it needs to be. It is so nice. So if you want to organize your closet by color, season, or even type of clothing, this can help you to feel less overwhelmed when you go into your closet trying to find what you're going to wear for the day. And it just gives you a good feeling. Number 6, clear out your bathroom cabinets and drawers, getting rid of any old or unused products. This happens often. A lot of times we will use items that get used once, and then 6 months later you might have to use them again. One example of that is medicine for cold medicine. We use toothpaste every day. There's different items that you use every day, and then there's items that you won't use for months at a time. Going through your bathroom cabinets and drawers to get rid of those old, unused products will definitely be beneficial and help you feel less overwhelmed when you go in there. You're also going to be able to find everything, and you're going to know if you're out of something, as well as you're going to know if things are coming up for expiration. And that's definitely important. So tidy up those bathroom cabinets and drawers. And I would suggest doing that at least once a month. Next is sort through your kitchen cabinets and get rid of any duplicate or unused kitchen tools. I am so guilty of this. I have so many duplicate tools that I'll pick up for, really cheap in this store because there's a sale, and I'm like, I can't remember if I have this or not. And I'll pick those up, and then they'll just go in the drawer, and then all of a sudden I have 12 potato peelers and I only need 2 or 3. So this is definitely a great option. And what I would suggest doing is go to your local Walmart or go to your home store and find a container that you can store those away. Put them in the garage or attic so they're out of the way, but you have them in case you need backup. And that's kind of what we do as far as sorting out our kitchen cabinets and getting rid of those duplicate or unused items that we don't use. It really does help. You can find what you're looking for. You're not searching all over the place. Next is to look at your bookshelves and donate any books that you no longer need or want. Okay, this is a really hard one for me because I love my books. I love being able to just read books in the pages, feeling them with my fingers. However, a lot of us are moving to the digital age where we like to use our readers, our e-readers, to read our books. So you might have some duplicate books in there. Also, it's good to kind of just look through your bookshelf and make sure that you're just not too, the books that you do have, they have great value, and the ones that you don't need, go ahead and donate them to your local library. A lot of neighborhoods have little libraries where you can bring books to exchange books for other books. You can also bring them to your city center. There's a lot of places where you can bring books to basically leave them out there for other people who will go ahead and read them. If they haven't been read for the last year and there's no sentimental value, that's usually my standard for whether or not I'm going to clear out that book. Next, take inventory of your makeup and skincare products. Get rid of those expired or unused items. I can say that we have had a lot of makeup and skincare items. A lot of people will go ahead and get those subscription boxes where they get to try out different products. They'll use a product for once, twice, maybe a month, and then they've got the leftovers, and then it goes to waste because they'll be moving on to the next product. And so for many people who use makeup and skincare very frequently, you probably have some in there that is expired or that can be removed from your living area and thrown out. And it's unfortunate, but with the age of subscription boxes, sometimes we get an overabundance of things that we don't necessarily need or use, and they expire. And once they're expired, you don't want to be put them on your skin anyways. So it's always good to go through your makeup and skincare products and remove the expired, unused items every couple of months. Then, if you have a garage or a storage room, it's time to look and see if there's anything that you can donate or sell, any items that you no longer need. A lot of times, communities, HOA communities, have community garage sales. That's a great time to bring those out. And you can also use the online platforms that are available for selling products that, like eBay, where you can go ahead and sell your products and then just go ahead and get them out there. Also on Facebook, there's a lot of city groups that you can go to, a city group, or to your town on Facebook. You can search by your town, and they'll have groups that are set up to trade or sell. And you want to go ahead and check those out so that you can trade or sell those items that you're not using anyways, so that you can go ahead and get something that you might use, or get a little extra cash for the month, or maybe take a trip, that kind of thing. Next is organize your desk and file away any documents that are cluttering your workspace. Now, this kind of goes along with what I talked about by getting rid of your documents and papers and shredding them, but it is good to bring up that there are probably things that you were not able to throw out. This is a time to take those and file them away, file those documents, and get everything organized in your workspace. Because let's face it, the cleaner your workspace is, the better you feel as you're working. You're not distracted by those items that are causing clutter. Next, you can go ahead and look at your phone and delete any old or unused apps from your phone. And this can also be done on your computer. And this just basically, if they're not being used, why are they taking up space? So it's just a matter of getting those out of there and clearing up your devices as well. There is also another thing that I have found super helpful, and every month I will do this, and I'll just put it on my calendar to unsubscribe from email lists or newsletters that I no longer read or find useful. Let's face it, when we log into our email account, sometimes it can be daunting with the amount of emails that we get. So just taking some time every couple of months or every month to just unsubscribe to any that you aren't looking at can really reduce some workload in the future, but also just make it easier and less daunting to go into your emails and check those emails. And while we're talking about technology, go ahead and clear out your social media feeds by unfollowing any accounts that no longer interest you. This can be very helpful and beneficial. Then when you're scrolling through those accounts, you're not seeing things that no longer are of interest to you, and you're seeing things that are actually interesting to you because you're cleaning out that friend base or those account bases that just don't match up with what's going on. We change, everybody changes. Also, sticking with the digital aspect, organize your digital photos by creating folders and deleting any duplicates or blurry images. A lot of us use the cloud storage to put our photos and videos on, and so just organizing those can be very beneficial to just make it easier just to go where you're going to go and get what you need to get. Next, go through your DVD or Blu-ray collection, and if you have video cassettes, most of us don't, but some of us do. And also, you might even have a cassette that you put into your car. Most of us don't, but some of us might. Those probably need to be looked into either selling or, getting rid of. Donate or sell any movies that you no longer watch, because those are just, are they beneficial, or are they just taking up space? A lot of times for me, if I've watched something once, I usually am done watching it and I won't watch it again. But my daughter, who loves her cartoons, will watch a cartoon 20 times before she gets tired of it. So it's just a matter of perception and perspective. When you're done with that movie, move on, sell it for somebody else to enjoy, or donate it and get the clutter out of your life. Next, we're talking about kids. So it's time to talk about clearing out your children's toys and selling or donating the ones that are no longer played with. This can be kind of an easy task because honestly, when you're looking at the toys that your children have, it's important to recognize that they're age appropriate, or at least developmental level appropriate. Our daughter, the last time we went through her toys, we found toys in there that were from when she was a toddler, and she's now 6 years old. So it definitely is beneficial to going through and clearing out those toys at least once a year, if not every 6 months. Next, consider sorting through and tidying up your jewelry collection and get rid of any pieces that you no longer wear or need. You can always sell them or donate them. Do the buy, sale, or trade groups locally. Basically, if you haven't worn that jewelry in 6 months to a year and it's not specific to some kind of celebration or it doesn't have a sentimental value, ask yourself if you need to continue using this and keeping this and having this take up space. While we're at talking about taking up space, take a look at your sock drawer and get rid of any socks that no longer have pairs or have holes in them. Be surprised how many of your socks have holes in them. And it's never fun when you get up at 3 a.m. in the morning, you're getting dressed, and you go to grab socks when it's still dark outside, and you put them on and you've got a hole in them and you have to go find some new socks. So it's just nice to just sort through them and get them out, and do that every 6 months to a year as well. Then you can also sort through your sports equipment and donate or sell any items that you no longer use. Children, especially children, go through sporting events very often. One year they'll love soccer, the next year they're going to love cheer, the next year they're going to love gymnastics, the next year they're going to love karate. It's just a matter of, if you're not using that sport equipment, it's time to donate or sell it. If you feel that your child may come back around to it, you can always save it, but it's just good to kind of take stock of what you've got for sports equipment and make choices on what you can keep or should keep and what you can or should get rid of. Also, while we're talking about sporting equipment, which is usually out in the garage, organize your car by cleaning out any trash, vacuuming the interior, wiping down the surfaces. It would surprise you in those little nook and crannies what can fall through those little nook and crannies in your car. And so cleaning that out and organizing your car every month is just puts you in that nice, clean, not a new, but new feeling when you walk into your car. It feels nice when your car is nice and clean and organized. And Then let's kind of move on to some other things that aren't necessarily material, but definitely things that you can declutter in your life or make your life easier. And one of those would be to create a meal plan for the week to eliminate any unnecessary grocery shopping or food waste. So pick what you're going to plan out, what you're going to feed your family, use what's in your cupboards. You've already gone through and decluttered your cupboards and your refrigerator, so you know what you have. And then you can turn around and create meal plans for the week to eliminate any extra shopping where we spend more money. And this is a fun challenge. Declutter your calendar by canceling any appointments or events that are not necessarily important. The last time I decluttered my calendar, I still had a meeting reminder for a toddler event in my digital calendar. So it's really nice to just go through and clear out your calendar, make sure that you don't have things taking up space that you could wind up using to do other things that are just unnecessary or really just out of date. Also, make a to-do list for the week and prioritize tasks to avoid feeling overwhelmed over in the membership community, which you can find down below, but also in the channel banner link under Money Saving Apps. There's also our membership club over there. But in that membership club, we're talking about time management and prioritizing tasks this week. We're actually doing a challenge on the Eisenhower matrix for time management, which is a lot about prioritizing your tasks. And that can be really beneficial. The club is only $5 a month and you can cancel at any time. So come and join us over there. We do weekly challenges every week and it's just a lot of fun. And you learn a lot. You can learn a lot of great tips and tricks that you might find beneficial. Next, take a break from social media and spend some time outside or doing a relaxing activity. For me, that's gardening. For my daughter, that's playing in the sun. Some people enjoy swimming, whatever it takes, but just get away from the computer, get away from the Wi-Fi rays that are coming into the computer, get away from all electronics, aside from, of course, your phone, which you might have beside you while you're going and doing these activities. But just kind of declutter the electronics in your life, even if it's for 1 hour a day. This you will find super helpful and super beneficial because basically all you're doing is just finding time for yourself and connecting with nature, connecting with your energy center and recentering yourself and getting away from those electronics. I feel has been very beneficial for our family and I highly recommend it. So check it out, try it. Even if it's for a week, you might find it's amazing. One of the first things we did was every night before we went to bed, we turned off the Wi-Fi in our house. So for the entire time we were sleeping, there were not Wi-Fi waves coming through the household, wherever they go, however they connect to, whatever they connect to. We also took our phones and we turned them onto airplane mode. So there wasn't they weren't pulling Wi-Fi from the towers outside. And we had the best sleep once we started doing that ever. So definitely consider just kind of getting away from the electronics every now and then and reconnecting with you, centering yourself and reducing that electronic clutter in your life. All right, that is it for our podcast. We ran about 20 minutes. I was hoping to keep it under 30, so I'm super excited we did that. Check out our membership community if you want to join and have fun with us over there. That would be great. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel and make sure that you're subscribed to this podcast so you don't miss anything. Again, we post every Monday and Wednesday. Let us know, did we hit everything that can help with decluttering your life, your family, and your home? And if we didn't, let us know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. We're all about the community here. And also let us know what kind of topics you'd like to see coming up on the podcast in the coming weeks. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we will see you soon. Bye.